Following India's recent losses in the Test series against Australia and New Zealand, the BCCI is considering disciplinary measures to improve team discipline. One major change under discussion is limiting the presence of wives and girlfriends on tours. For tours lasting more than 45 days, family members may only be allowed for up to 2 weeks, and for shorter tours, the limit could be just 7 days. Additionally, the BCCI is looking to make it mandatory for players to travel together in the team bus and to cover any excess luggage charges themselves. If a player's luggage exceeds 150 kg, the BCCI will not pay for it. The review meeting with BCCI officials, including Rohit Sharma and Gautam Gambhir, also highlighted issues with players traveling separately with their families during the recent Australia tour and the team not celebrating their historic Perth win together. Another key point is the issue of personal managers traveling with the team. The BCCI is keen to avoid such situations in the future, especially since it raises concerns with the anti-corruption unit. India's recent defeat to Australia also meant they missed out on a spot in the World Test Championship final in June. In this regard, Salar Digital reached out to senior sports journalist Joseph Hoover. In a telephonic conversation, Hoover discussed how these disciplinary measures could potentially reshape team dynamics, improve focus, and influence India's future performance on the international stage. So, as you're aware about the new set of rules that BCCI has announced,
Yeah.
how do you think that limiting their families, such as wives or their girlfriends, on tours will impact the team's morale?
It's not going to impact the team's morale. Actually, what they've done is right, because any wife or child traveling in the team bus is not correct. Any managers, coaches, manager also is traveling the team bus is not correct.
Okay.
So in a way it is good, and restricting the number of days is also fine, because if they stay longer, then you're bound to lose concentration, your performance is going to drop. So we have seen this in the past. 2019 the rules were changed. So anyway, doesn't matter. But most importantly for me, I would want the BCCI to first clean its own house. If they're going to bring in rules, it has to start within the BCCI itself.
Okay.
Now, what happened was, in this tour, this particular tour, BGT, Border Gavaskar Trophy Series, they had a very young manager, Jain Shah, who's the president of the Saurashtra Cricket Association. His father, Niranjan Shah, was for a long time the president of the Saurashtra Cricket Association. He also has come as manager. Now, had there been a more mature person, a person with better stature, a person who could have commanded respect from the players, the fiasco of Ashwin walking away, leaving the tour midway through a test match would not have happened.
Yeah.
That could have been avoided. It happened in 1980-81 when Gavaskar got out to Dennis Lilly. He wanted to walk out with the other opener, Chetan Chavan. But Mr. Durrani was there, Wing Commander S.P. Durrani was there. He stopped the embarrassment for India. If India had walked out, they would have been forfeited the match. But Mr. Durrani, as a wing commander, had stature, so he could say nothing doing, continue playing. But unfortunately, we did not have the same stature for Mr. Jain Shah, who's young, who's just 41 years old. So had he been a man who would have commanded respect, a man with stature, Ashwin would not have left Australia midway through a test match. That is very embarrassing. That should not have happened. However great a cricketer, he has to respect the team. He might have his own issues, but he has to respect the conditions and what the teammanship is very important. Now, secondly, coming again to straight to talk about Jain Shah, the manager, had he been of some stature and he had some command over the players and the coach, Gautam Gambhir's manager, Gautam Gambhir's manager would not be traveling in the team bus. He would not be staying in the same team hotel. He would not be, being sitting in the VIP box where only board members should be there, or the players' family should be there, VIP box. All this could have been avoided at the BCCI, at somebody with some person with stature, with credibility, and who could have commanded respect from the players and the coach. So BCCI should stop sending such young managers on tours. See, there is an example of Steve Bernard from Australia. He was a manager of the team from 1998 to 2010, 2011. He commanded respect. So everything was Ankidori. Everything went according to how cricket should be played. But unfortunately, here Mr. Jain Shah did not have the command. So what happens is, in a BCCI election, if I vote for certain candidates, I will be given these kind of positions. It's like, you do me a favor, I'll do you a favor. So in the interest of Indian cricket, this has to stop. They need to have a permanent manager, team manager. They should have a permanent media manager with some stature, not some guy who is friendly with the BCCI president or secretary and then, gets to do what he wants to do. So these are things that the BCCI needs to do, more than worrying about whether some wife is staying with a player or manager is traveling the team. They need to think about this first. The BCCI should clean its own house first. Should be more professional. Unfortunately, there is no professionalism. There is a lot of money in BCCI. There is not much professionalism. This is lacking. So if Indian cricket has to look big, get better, and win more series and trophies, these things have to be brought into perspective. This has to be done. Yes, players also should be restrictive, saying that they should not be traveling with their wife or their girlfriends for a long period of time on a tour. That is also there. But first, let BCCI clean up its own house. That's my perspective. All right?
Yeah. And also, sir, there has been a restriction on luggage that BCCI has stated.
That is a small thing. That is not new. If you have excess baggage, you pay for it. Even if I and you travel, the excess baggage, you pay for it. And so, nobody carries 150 kgs, no? All that, this is just one side track to say we are trying to put things in perspective. First, I want BCCI to clean up its own house, to get more professional.
Sir, how will mandatory team bus travel affect team dynamics?
What? Can you come again?
How will the mandatory team bus travel affect team dynamics?
See, when a team bus is leaving with the players, they're all going for a match. They're in a zone. They're prepared. They're going to get onto the field to play. So that is very important. Only the players should be on the team bus and the coach. So that has to be there. You cannot have some coach's manager, somebody's wife, somebody's girlfriend, somebody's child going in that. That should not happen. When you are going for a match, you need to just worry about what you go and do for India, how you represent India, how you're going to win the match. So you cannot entertain all these other stuff.
Will these measures help India bounce back after recent losses?
I mean, see, winning, losing is part of the game. Things will change. You get some a team like Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, we will hammer them. And then we become champions again. Beating big teams is important, which we have failed. We lost to New Zealand. We lost to Australia. So that we need to accept. That those players were better prepared than us. They were more committed than us.
Okay, sir. Thank you for giving your time.